Maybe.
Hey, can we start this off hot? We got a couple controversial topics to talk about.
All right.
Joe, do you have the clip? That I don't know if Konan's heard. Konnan, did anybody give privy to you? Because not that I would want to stir anything up.
No,
right.
Not.
But did anybody smarten you up to what Wade Keller and Mike Johnson, these guys said about you?
It was Dave Scheer and Mike Johnson.
Dave Scheer and Mike Johnson. Did anybody
I don't even know who they are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know Dave Scheer and Mike Johnson, they do Pro Wrestling Insider.
Right.
Okay.
Pro Wrestling Insider, the magazine?
That's the internet site. The one that Bob Ryder used to work for years and years ago before he ever started at TNA.
So these guys worked on OneWrestling.com with Bob Ryder.
Right, OneWrestling.com with Bob. And they're in, I mean, everybody knows who Dave Scheer and Mike Johnson are. They're like, if you go...
no, I've heard of them, but I've never met them. And if
Right. I met Mike Johnson, but if you go like the hierarchy would be, Meltzer, Keller, and then like Scheer and Johnson are like next.
Yeah.
Like okay. And they had some stuff to say about Konnan's appearances on MLW, and I thought it was Vince actually smartened me up on his show that these guys had played this on his Castro and the Mark show. Right. This clip, and I was shocked that these guys would have the lack of self-awareness to actually try and first of all criticize publicly a guy that does not take criticism very well, and I think Cody will readily admit that, and to do it in a manner that would lead them to obvious criticism. And you ready to play it?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
By the way, the Konnan segments are almost weekly the highest-rated segments for MLW TV. Go figure that one out. Touch my salad essay. But anyway. Andre, I'm the fastest Konnan in all of Mexico. Konnan wishes he was as over as Speedy Gonzalez. Konnan just wishes he was over. Anyway.
There you have it.
Right, so it just sounds like three guys that don't like me. What's the big deal?
Well, don't you want to accuse
And it kind of sounds a little racist, too. I don't
It does. That's the whole thing. I don't. But I think it's kind of
I don't get, bro. Why would I care about? I don't know them. I would get mad if I knew somebody because now it's kind of personal. I don't know these fucking jackoffs, so they can say whatever the fuck they want. But it just sounds fucking stupid and racial, like all this bullshit.
Right. It absolutely did sound racial.
It's more over than Speedy Guns. Fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like just shows you the culture of our of the wrestling fan these days. Okay, that even like wrestling fans that are kind of like these millennials. There's a large percentage like social justice warriors that are wrestling fans today. It's kind of like that mentality, right? And it's funny how the smart marks will give the guys a pass that kind of like report on the wrestling news. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not like complete outrage over these guys because they listen to them. Like if you listen to their podcasts and like you're a fan, it's like you're not going to bring up, hey, what are you guys doing? That's kind of that's really insensitive and kind of racist a little bit, kind of making fun of Konnan's Mexican heritage, because that's what they were doing. They were making fun of you, know, and it's like but because wrestling fans are then the smart marks.
I'm gonna tell you something that Senor Benjamin told Juventud. I'm not Mexican, so they're not making fun of my Mexican heritage.
Latino
okay,
heritage.
right.
Latino heritage.
But still, it just sounds like three dickheads that don't like me, and then it kind of turned a little racial there. It doesn't sound like anything I'd want to listen to. You got to stimulate my intellect for me to listen to you, whether it's on TV or fucking a podcast or whatever, and just by that. I would never.
But here's the thing.
And didn't they start it off? Didn't they start it off by saying that it was the most over segments on this show?
The highest ratings.
Then they ended it. Then they ended it with saying that you wish you were over. It's like, so it started with that you had the highest rated segments on the show, and then he wished he was over. I'm like, that sounds exactly like he's over to me.
There was like a 25-second clip, and there was like a dozen things wrong in there. It's like they filled it up with like a
consider the source, bro. Consider the source. They're not like anything. Like if Shane said that about me, bro, I'd be hurt, and I'd be like, where'd that come from?
But here's the thing. These guys
what I'm saying? But
these guys are kind of like quote unquote well-respected quote unquote journalists in the wrestling business.
Right.
And like you would never hear an actual journalist on the news speak of somebody like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Under the guise of like, hey, this is journalism. You know, I thought it was completely unprofessional, and I think that I'm going to call out that anybody's watching this show that you guys should tell Dave Shear and them that they should apologize, and they should. If everybody else has to apologize for everything, those guys should definitely have to apologize for that.
Yeah, that's snowflake shit. But what I would do is if they want to come on the show and explain to me what their beef is, I'd be more than happy to discuss it.
I would guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I would guess that either you turned them down for an interview because you didn't know who it was, or you're not one of their sources, or something like that. Obviously, it sounded personal, right?
I don't give a fuck.
It sounded like a personal attack for a professional person they don't like.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I like Joe stirring the pot right there, though. I like that.
Okay, now let's go over this.
Sounded personal.